Welcome back, Red Devils. In today's video, we've got the latest on Manchester United, injury updates, shocking transfer rumors, and what Sir Alex Ferguson had to say about top-level management. Stay tuned for all the details. Let's dive in. Yoro, Shaw, Ugarte, Manchester United injury news and return dates ahead of Everton fixture. Manchester United will be eyeing a return to winning ways when they travel to Goodison Park to face Everton on Saturday lunchtime. United suffered a 6th defeat in their last 9 Premier League matches last time out, losing 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. James Maddison scored the only goal of the game after 13 minutes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Heading into the lunchtime kickoff 15th in the table, United desperately need 3 points to cool the talk of relegation, despite currently holding a sizable gap to the bottom 3. Ahead of the short trip to Merseyside, here is all the very latest on the injury front. Goalkeeper Bayindir has missed each of United's last 2 matches with an unspecified injury that he sustained ahead of their FA Cup 4th-round win over Leicester City a fortnight ago. He was last in the matchday squad on February 2. Amorim has confirmed the Turkey international is making a recovery, but did not name him when revealing who is in contention to be available this weekend. Tom Heaton, injury unknown. Fellow shot-stopper Heaton has also been absent recently. In normal circumstances, he would have stepped up to 2nd place in the pecking order amid Bayindir's recent absences. Amorim said of Heaton on Friday, "Tom is making a recovery. Again, I don't have a day, but they, Heaton and Bayindir, are recovering." Leny Yoro injury, illness. Yoro missed the clash with Spurs through illness, leaving United short on center-back options. But he is in contention for the trip to Goodison Park, as confirmed by Amorim at his pre-match press conference on Friday lunchtime. The Frenchman will be hoping to try and increase his number of minutes between now and the end of the season after a campaign that has so far been dominated by unfortunate setbacks. Lisandro Martinez, injury, anterior cruciate ligament, ACL. Martinez faces a long spell on the sidelines after rupturing his ACL in United's 2-0 defeat to Crystal Palace at Old Trafford on February 2nd. He underwent successful surgery last week. United have not put a specific time frame on how long he will be out for, but he will not play again this season. ACL injuries usually take around 6 months to fully recover from. Possible return date, August. Johnny Evans. Injury, muscle center back. Evans has missed United's last 12 matches with a muscle issue he suffered in December. He was last in the matchday squad when United lost 2-0 to Wolves on Boxing Day. He last played when United lost 4-3 to Spurs in the Carabao Cup on December 19th. It remains to be seen when he will next be available for selection. Possible return date, unknown. Luke Shaw, injury, muscle. It is now more than a year since Shaw last started for United, with his latest injury setback denying him any chances of forcing his way into Amorim's immediate plans. He has been sidelined since early December with a fresh muscle issue and was making good progress with his recovery until recently. He recently suffered another fresh setback, delaying his return. Amorim has said he is continuing with his recovery, but that he does not have a specific date for when he could next be available. Possible return date, unknown. KB Mainu. Injury unknown. United lost Mainu to an unspecified injury ahead of the defeat at Tottenham. Amorim expects to be without the midfielder for weeks. He is understood to already be in the process of recovering, and there is confidence he will play again before the end of the season. The month of April has been touted as a potential month for his return. Possible return date, April. Manuel Ugarte. Injury, unknown. Midfield enforcer, Ugarte missed the trip to Spurs with an unspecified injury. However, he is in contention to make a return this weekend, offering United a timely boost in midfield. Amorim confirmed at Friday's press conference that he is contention to be included in the squad. Possible return date, February 22nd, Everton A. Christian Eriksen, injury, illness. Eriksen missed the defeat at Spurs through illness, with Amorim confirming on Friday he would be available for this weekend's trip to Everton. Possible return date, February 22nd. Everton A. Toby Collier. Injury unknown. Collier was another midfielder that missed the trip to Spurs after suffering a blow in training ahead of the game. However, it was not thought to be too serious. Amorim has now backed up that understanding, confirming on Friday that he is the closest one to returning from the pool of players who will not be ready for this weekend. It remains to be seen if he will be fit in time for the midweek clash with Ipswich Town next. Man United have new striker transfer option amid shock. Marcus Rashford swap deal. The latest Manchester United transfer rumors as questions remain around whether Aston Villa will exercise a $40 million option to sign Marcus Rashford permanently. Manchester United are reportedly exploring a potential swap deal involving Marcus Rashford. The forward has featured in all three of Aston Villa's matches since joining the club on loan for the remainder of this season, late during the winter transfer window. They are covering at least 75% of Rashford's £325,000 weekly wages, paying United a loan fee as part of the deal, and can make the move permanent. Despite not scoring or assisting since the move, the 27-year-old has impressed, especially as a second-half substitute against Ipswich Town from the start versus Liverpool in midweek. However, United could yet include Rashford in a separate deal this summer. Rashford swap deal, caught offside claims United are considering using Marcus Rashford as a make-weight in a potential deal to sign Bayern Munich midfielder Alexander Pavlovic. The expectation is they would demand a significant fee for the Germany international. With United said to know they would have to supplement any swap involving Rashford with a transfer fee. The Manchester Evening News says, United need a midfielder almost as much as a striker this summer. If they can sign the 20-year-old Pavlovic, then he and Kobbie Mainoo could become a formidable midfield partnership in the future. Or United have the German play alongside Manuel Ugarte and allow Mainoo to play further forward. If they can sign Pavlovic while getting rid of Rashford, the deal would be a no-brainer. Striker transfer option. According to Fabrizio Romano, Vitor Roque reportedly has no future at Barcelona and is set to be sold this summer transfer window. The 19-year-old is spending this season on loan at Real Betis, who can reportedly sign the player permanently for circa £20 million. The Manchester Evening News says, reports in Spain last year claimed United wanted Roque on loan this season, and his agent Andre Curry previously claimed they offered more than Barcelona when he signed for them from Atletico Paranaense in 23. Therefore, a cut-price deal at the end of this season could appeal, albeit the player has so far flattered to deceive at Betis, in stark comparison to Antony in recent weeks. David Moyes' Cristiano Ronaldo admission and 4 Man United targets he missed out on. David Moyes suffered a dismal time during his short stint as Manchester United manager, but things could have been very different if he had got his dream transfer signings. David Moyes has admitted years after his failed spell as Manchester United manager that he wanted to sign the likes of Gareth Bale, Cesc Fabregas, Toni Kroos, and Leighton Baines. Having impressed during his long Everton tenure, the Scot was specifically picked by Sir Alex Ferguson to take over the reins in 2013 following his compatriot's retirement. A banner reading "The Chosen One" even adorned Old Trafford to mark his appointment. Yet the initial optimism would be short-lived. It only went downhill for Moyes after his Community Shield win, and he found himself out of a job by April 2014, with United languishing in 7th place in the Premier League. The Red Devils chapter of his career lasted just 10 months. Since leaving the club, Moyes has gone on to taste silverware with West Ham, lifting the Europa Conference League trophy, and now finds himself at the helm of a reinvigorated Everton. However, when he first arrived in Manchester, Moyes had his sights set on some huge targets, along similar lines to world beater Cristiano Ronaldo, that could have calmed the impending choppy United seas. When I first went in, my real target was Gareth Bale. I felt all along that Gareth Bale was a Manchester United player, Moyes told ESPN. I fought right until the last minute. By the summer of 2013, Bale's incredible form at Spurs had seen him achieve world-class status, and it appeared that he was keen for a new challenge. However, that challenge would not be in Manchester. Moyes explained, "We actually offered a bigger deal than Real Madrid, but Gareth had his mind made up on going to Real Madrid. That was, in my mind, the player I really wanted to bring to Manchester United. The other one was Cesc Fabregas, who we thought we would get right up until the last minute. Neither Bale nor then Barcelona star Fabregas would be signed. Marouane Fellaini was the only major recruit that window from Everton, and Juan Mata later arrived in January from rivals Chelsea, despite Moyes admitting the bar for transfers was set exceptionally high. He said, "I remember when I first met Sir Alex Ferguson, and he always said there was a chance Ronaldo might come back. So that was the level we were targeting. I was not going out to bring in 7-8 players, because we had a squad which had just won the league. Toni Kroos was agreed to come in the summer, 2014. I had agreed it with Tony himself and his agent. Sometimes you don't get deals done. Gareth Bale, we were probably behind all along. Real Madrid were well in for it. The Cesc one was disappointing. It was very close. And Toni Kroos came up in January. It was done. A lot of players come into Manchester United and have not necessarily made the difference. But I think that given time and having got to this period, I would have hoped I would be working with a successful team now." Sir Alex Ferguson's opinion on being a good manager speaks volumes amid Ruben Amorim woes. Ruben Amorim may have had a rocky start at Manchester United, yet he seems to embody the characteristics Sir Alex Ferguson values in a United manager. Amorim, age 40, will lead his struggling United team to Everton on Saturday, hoping to halt a run of 2 Premier League losses in a row. Presently, the Red Devils are 15th, having suffered 8 defeats in the first 14 league games of Amorim's stewardship. Another reverse at Goodison Park would also be United's 3rd consecutive Premier League loss, having also been beaten at home to Crystal Palace and away to Tottenham. Positives have been few and far between for Amorim and his team since the Portuguese's arrival. Yet, going by Ferguson's previous comments, it's likely that the ex-Sporting manager still retains the faith of the legendary United manager. In Ferguson's 2015 book, Leading, Ferguson outlined the attributes he insists upon for every United manager. While reflecting on his choice to recommend David Moyes as his successor back in 2013, Ferguson said, "We chose David Moyes. He had been consistent in his job at Everton, had a good spell there, 11 years, and showed appetite." Following Ferguson's departure, several high-caliber managers have found it tough to replicate his success, with the likes of Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, and Erik ten Hag, all having attempted to take the reins in the post-Ferguson era. Despite a challenging start at United, Amorim exhibits all the qualities Ferguson highlighted. Before his move to United, Amorim turned down several offers to leave Sporting and only departed in his 4th season when United presented him with an opportunity too good to refuse. Amorim was also consistent at his Sporting, overthrowing traditional Portuguese champions Benfica and Porto to secure 2 Primeira Liga titles in 4 years, while also never finishing below 4th place. While his results have been scrutinized, Amorim's determination is evident. His candid press conferences and decision to sideline Marcus Rashford due to training performance show his high expectations of players. However, these traits did not save Moyes from being sacked. The Scotsman was let go after just 10 months, with the club in 7th place at the time. Similarly, while Ferguson may admire Amorim's mental attributes, they are not translating into success. United remain in 15th place, with Amorim only registering 4 Premier League wins so far. One glimmer of hope in Amorim's campaign is the potential path to the Champions League. United recently secured 3rd place in the Europa League qualification table, propelling them directly into the last 16. Winning the competition, for which they are currently favorites, would secure their spot in next season's Champions League. They're also still in the running for the FA Cup, which presents a route into the Europa League if they can make it all the way to Wembley and win for a 2nd consecutive year. Regardless, Amorim is in dire need of a Premier League boost, which he hopes will come on the blue side of Merseyside, where he'll face off against Moyes, the very manager handpicked by Ferguson. Unlike Amorim, Moyes has enjoyed a stellar start since his return to Goodison Park. After an initial loss to Aston Villa, Moyes has strung together 4 victories and 1 draw, the latter being the 2-2 thriller against Liverpool in the final Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. The Toffees have even leapfrogged United in the league standings, with their recent 2-1 away win over Crystal Palace pushing them up to 14th place.